Y'all are tuned in to the Symptom Free podcast.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, the Symptom Free podcast. If you are new, do yourself a favor, subscribe, hit that bell notification, come join the team because we getting baddies over here. Speaking of baddies, today we have a very special guest. Today's guest is a reality television star on Netflix's hit dating show, The Ultimatum, a Playboy centerfold model, an HBCU alum with brains to complement her beauty, a 911 operator, helping save lives every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Ray Williams.
Hi, guys.
Yay. All right. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you're just visiting from Texas, right?
Yes. We talked about this. I'm not super big on LA, but okay. I do have some close friends out here, so I'll come in for like a day or two.
Okay. We were talking about your thoughts about dating in LA.
Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of friends that live here. They're all like gorgeous girls, and they tell me that they have like the worst time dating in LA, and that it's like the epidemic of sassy men. I don't know what your experience is being a man on the other side of that, but a lot of the women in LA are complaining about the guys.
So by sassy men, what do women mean by that? Do they mean like men feel like they need to be catered to more than?
I think it's a little bit of that. I think it's just the main thing that I keep hearing is like, I went on a date with this guy and his energy was so feminine. Like this is the main thing I keep hearing from my friends. Okay.
I mean, I can't speak for how the men act because I don't date men, but I feel like LA in general is just like you were saying before, kind of just superficial, and everything's based around clout and kind of like
opportunity.
Yeah. So I feel like the perspective of dating isn't about getting to know someone genuinely. It's more about like, what can you do for me? Or, let's just hook up. Hookup culture is
social climbing.
Yeah, social climbing. All right. First question. Okay. What is the craziest DM you've ever gotten? Like a guy trying to get your attention.
A guy trying to get my attention. I think that the craziest DM I ever got it was a nude. So
oh my God. It
came in like, you know how it's blurry and then you can click like accept photo or you can like look at it. And it was a guy in like a 3-point stance. He was like, bent over, like spread. And then he like took the photo like through his legs and he had his like butt completely open for me. And he was like, hey. And that was the only text. It just said, hey.
See, that's probably like the worst visual.
If I had to see it, you need to.
She's like, everybody's gonna see the pain I had to do.
He had one hand kind of like wrapped around his ankle, and then he just had like the phone like reach through. He was extremely flexible. I have no idea what he does, but it was. That was probably like the worst DM I ever got. Immediate block.
Wow, I was about to say immediate block.
Immediate block, yes.
Okay. Wow. What is like the best DM? Like what's the best way for a guy to slide into a DM?
So I'm actually not a huge fan of DMs. I think the best way to approach a woman is out in the wild, like in the field in person if you can. But if you have to DM a girl, don't be the guy that sends a bunch of DMs back to back to back. She probably saw the first or second or third one. If you really want to get her attention, don't just be the guy that just sends a bunch of emojis. Try to reply in a way that shows that you're interested in something that she's interested in, like genuinely. That's my advice for guys sliding
Don't be unsending. They see when you unsend it. Like they're not. And there's a new feature on Instagram where they can see it without showing you that they see. Like the red receipts are off. So you playing yourself.
I think it's better to meet people in person.
It is because you get that vibe and you're like, okay, this is real.
Yes.
And it's a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's on Instagram and dating apps and all of that. Like go out in the field, like you said. Like
I'm not on any dating apps either, but I've seen.
So that girl I was talking to wasn't you?
There have been some fake accounts of me on like Tinder and other profiles, but like I'm not on any dating apps. But again, I've seen a lot of guys make mistakes on like when my friends are swiping. I'll like look at the messages that they get. I'm like, oh, can I see your Bumble? Like I like to see what they're looking at, and I'm like, oh, this is not it.
Not it.
Yeah.
Dating apps are scary because everybody's dating the same people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a community.
It's a recycling bin.
Yeah. Does body count matter when you're picking a partner?
Kinda, but not like for the reasons that most people would think. I'm more about like, do you have children or do you have an STD? I'm not really about like how many people have you been with. I think the only time that a high body count would bother me is if we're walking into a bar and I'm dealing with, and this pertains more to like, I date men and women. And body count for a woman has never been an issue for me. It's more with men. So like if we walk into a bar and I've got 2 or 3 girls like mean mugging me every time we go out because they've slept with you, that's a problem. So it's more about like how the people that you've slept with interact with me if I'm the person that you choose to like be with. But I'm not the type to be like, oh my God, your body count is this number. I don't have like a cutoff. I definitely think that if a guy's body count is like 10 or more, that means that they probably know what they're doing in bed. It would be kind of hard to hit like 10, 20, 30 girls and still be bad. So I think it makes them like better in bed. I mean, you don't want the guy with like the Spartan body count. Like I know somebody who's at like 300 right now. So that wouldn't be my like first choice, but it's definitely just about like, are you clean?
Right. Get tested.
And is this going to cause problems for me socially? Like every time we go out, is there going to be an angry girl looking at me?
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Here's a good segue. So you were talking about if they're good in bed. Yeah. So a lot of guys struggle with their sex game and they want to know how to get better and how to please a woman. Okay. You know what I mean? A lot of guys hit me. I'm like, yo, my girl's tripping. I'm like
sex tips?
Yeah, sex tips. So I want to know like, for men to please a woman, like what's the best ways to make her happy so that she keeps coming back?
Okay. I don't know what it is. Okay. I have so many thoughts on this. Okay. Number 1, if she tells you keep doing what you're doing, don't stop, don't move, that doesn't mean go into like turbo mode. I feel like a lot of guys get excited when a girl's like, oh, that feels good. And then they switch or they move. Like just stay at a steady pace with like what you're doing and stick to that. Another complaint that like my friends have is like when they're trying to A, use a toy or like B, like touch themselves, guys will like get in the way of that. Like they'll lay on top of them, they'll start ramming into them, like give her some space if she's touching herself. And then I think just being like passionate and affectionate. I can't think of anything where I'm like, oh, guys need to do this move or you should do XYZ when you're giving head to a girl. I think it's more about just having the right attitude and coming into the bedroom, being present, being excited, and then just lots of kisses, lots of foreplay. And don't go off of what you see in porn.
Okay.
You can like, I guess you can learn from like amateur, like homemade videos, but like watching your favorite star get railed, that's probably like if you try to copy that, that's not going to make the girl that you're so actually hard?
Slow down.
And girls like it rough sometimes, but it's like I just wouldn't go off of everything that you like necessarily see in porn.
Okay. That's good advice.
Yeah, just have some rhythm. I always say if a guy is a good dancer, if a girl's a good dancer, they're probably good in bed.
That is true. They got rhythm. You know what I'm saying? But also I feel like it's a little bit of take the lead but follow her lead at the same time. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like when she's like pressing her hips into you or like leaning towards you, you know that you're doing the right thing. But definitely I don't know a single girl who doesn't like a guy that's like a little bit like assertive in the bedroom. So like take charge after you have consent.
Of course. Consent first.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting into your television show, The Ultimatum. So do you think that dating reality TV shows genuinely work or are they more just for entertainment?
I think that dating reality TV shows work for finding love because whether you leave with someone that you've met through the show, that's amazing. That's awesome. But I think that a lot of it is just talking and really figuring stuff out. So you learn about yourself and you can apply that to your dating life when you get home. Okay. I think it's for entertainment for the viewers. I think that too many people will watch shows like Love is Blind or The Ultimatum and take the time to like look up the people that were on the show and like leave nasty comments. I'm like, you're just supposed to watch and like laugh. Right. Put it in a group text. Like that person doesn't need thousands of people telling them how horrible they are. Like if everybody had a camera on them 24/7, we would catch cringy moments of them with their partners. Sure. So people like to sit at home on their couch and like hate on people, and also it's very edited and you're drunk during filming. So
that's another question. So do they feed you guys alcohol or is it like it's just there and you can choose whether you want to drink or not?
It's there and you can choose whether you want to drink or not. I just think it's such a high stress situation constantly that you're gonna want to have a drink. It takes the edge off, especially if like you're not comfortable with being on camera.
Right. Okay. So how long does that like experience last? Like was it like months? Was it like okay.
My show was 3 months. I know it's different. Every show is different, but The Ultimatum took 3 months to film.
Question kind of brought it before. Did you go on The Ultimatum with the genuine intention to fix your relationship.
Yes. But for me, it was more like I need to figure it out. You know, fix it or leave. It was very much like I just kind of want an answer of, is this going to be somebody that I can like move forward with seriously? That's what I went on the show to figure out. The person that I went on the show with definitely saw it as an opportunity. He definitely planned on being like the whole influencer model route, which is crazy because he moved to LA and told everybody that it was my idea to do the show. It wasn't. He's the one who got us casted. He moved to LA afterwards. He got giant fake teeth. He went on The Perfect Match. He became friends with all these influencers. And he told everybody that I wanted to go on. He never finished getting his degree. I got my degree. I work a 9 to 5, 40 hours a week. I still live in Texas with all the same friends. So he can say what the f- he wants. But if you look at who's really like trying to be an influencer full time and who's not, that speaks like louder.
Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know this. Is there a reason like you didn't want to like dive into like being on more show, like The Perfect Match,
Right?
and, like, stuff like that?
I think my mental health. I mean, I think it was one of those things where I was like, I really just want to try this out. This looks fun. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You get to learn a lot about yourself and dating. But then I was like, okay, this just isn't for me. That's why I wasn't like trying super hard to go on The Perfect Match. I would prefer to go on something more like a game show or like The Circle or something that's like more fun and competitive versus like, hey, go live with someone else's boyfriend for 3 weeks.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Do you believe in compatible zodiac signs, like in dating? Is that like a big thing to you? Like, oh, you're a Gemini? Because I get that a lot.
Oh, you're a Gemini?
Yeah,
Sorry.
but no, because I have receipts. You commented. I made a video on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, I love Geminis.
Yeah,
so.
I know my dad's a Gemini. Like Jake from the show is a Gemini.
Okay.
I think I have more of a problem with like Gemini women sometimes. But I personally, I'm not into the whole like charts and like crystals and that whole realm. But I noticed that in my dating life, I tend to date the same signs over and over again. Or if I'm really drawn to somebody and I'm like, hey, what's your sign? It's always the same sign. So I think there might be something there to that.
But do you think you need to switch it up because those signs ain't working out? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I definitely think I need to switch it up
I
a
do
little
too.
bit with the signs.
Do too.
What's your sign that you usually date?
Honestly, I don't. I think Taurus.
Taurus?
I think.
Yeah, they're headstrong.
Yeah. Yeah, a little too much.
And you're a Gemini?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we be clashing, but you know, next time I need to be more like, what are you? And then look it up, like, okay, this makes
You're all
sense.
like co-star. You're like,
Right.
what's your rising sign? Just wondering.
Right. I gotta get into that. Okay, what are deal breakers in a relationship? Like if you're dating somebody and then they're like, oh, I do this, da da da.
I'm trying to think. I think a deal breaker for me would be someone who's not into posting on social media. I don't need to like me specifically to be posted, but I need somebody who like posts that they're taken. If you're a cigarette smoker, I will not date you. But you can like smoke, you know, and like drink a little bit, but like I can't deal with somebody who smokes cigarettes. I don't like the way it smells. Huge deal breaker for me is kids. I date women with kids. I do not date men with kids.
What is the
Everyone always looks at me like that when I say
that?
that. I don't date baby daddies. I just won't do it.
You think they're worse than baby mamas?
Absolutely. I would date a woman with children way more than I would date a man with children. I think that men constantly sleep with the mother of their children. I've seen a lot of times when my friends date men with children, they're trying to find like a built-in like babysitter and stepmom type of vibe, where I think that women are more separate when they approach dating, if that makes sense. Like they separate their kids from it more often than guys do. I feel like guys will like, and this is again like watching this through my friends because I've never done it, but like they get introduced to the kids I think way too quickly in my opinion. Where I think women are more reserved about that and they take it more seriously, like who they introduce their kids to. So yeah, I would date a single mom, but not into single dads.
Okay.
And like the flip side of that, like you don't want the baby mama drama if you're dating like a guy that has kids.
Right. I feel like there's mature ways to handle it. I don't have any kids, but just if I was dating somebody and they had a kid, well, that's true. I mean, women, it's different, but I feel like they could be a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? The baby mamas.
Of Like, you're saying, like, if you were dating, like, a single mom, or if you were...
Well, for the baby daddy, yeah, you're right. But,
because
I mean, I feel like I couldn't deal with their clashing all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
like, if she's always having drama with him,
yeah,
that would stress you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I just think I'm, like, too jealous. If I ever have a child, and then I unfortunately don't stay with the person that I have a child with, then I would be more open to dating men with kids, I think. But since I don't have any kids, I don't want to put myself in that situation.
No, I feel you. Yeah, I'm just gonna start my own family. We gonna live happily ever after, hopefully.
There you
go. All right, what made you want to be a 911 operator instead of we kind of already covered the instead of going on and becoming a reality star. So yeah, what made you want to do 911? Like, what that's
I mean, outside of like the stability of the job, I really just like helping people. It's interesting. I like that I go in every day and I know exactly like what I need to do. Like, every call I'm just helping someone. Every shift is different. You never know what you're gonna get, and I just feel good knowing that I'm helping people.
Oh, that's dope. What's the craziest thing you've heard? Like,
on the phones?
On the call, yeah.
I think probably one of the scariest calls I ever got was this girl came into town. She was staying in like a rental or like an Airbnb, and she initially called and she just wanted like a check-in at the property just because they came home and she felt like some things had been moved around. But she was also like, you know, we've been drinking and maybe the person who owns it came by and checked on some stuff and maybe they moved something. Like, maybe it's nothing. We just want an officer to like walk the property. I was like, okay. She calls back. She's panicking. She's screaming. I got her call again. And she's like, oh my gosh, somebody just airdropped a photo of me asleep from like above. And I guess there was like a guy who was like in like the crawl space while her and her friends were staying there.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Airbnbs, I can't trust those. It's too much.
It's hotel over Airbnb in case anybody was wondering where I stand with that.
Definitely. Yeah. So no like crazy. I think I sent you a video about this. And like just crazy things like where people are just like.
Oh, I mean, I get crazy calls every shift.
Like hostages.
I haven't had any hostage situations like me personally, but I've had like a bomb.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've had like an active break-in where somebody is like whispering to me from under their bed. I've had that twice. I mean, the domestic calls are always crazy. Like,
maybe life's not as crazy as I think, because I watch too many true crimes and shit. I'm like, everybody's dying all the time. No. Somebody getting blown up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Well, that's good. I mean, you love it, right? So okay, that's all that matters.
Yes.
All right. How do you feel about getting back with somebody after no contact?
No contact?
Yeah, no contact. You know the no contact rule, right? Damn, I'm putting you on.
Will you block them?
No, when you block, you just haven't talked to them for like, let's say 3 months. And maybe they broke up with you and you're like,
I've never been broken up with.
Okay. My bad.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Sorry.
I've never been broken up.
So
no,
after
that's
you
good.
break up with them and then you go no contact?
Or I mean, do you feel like it's even worth like getting back with somebody? Because I feel like if you have that space, you know, that time apart to like.
I think I'd be a hypocrite if I've spun the block too many times and I like probably shouldn't have. But I mean, I feel like if you want to give it like one more shot, then that's fine. And then if it doesn't work out, then after that, then it's like, okay, you should like cut it off. It just depends on the situation. Like, why did you guys go no contact?
Okay.
And are you okay with them maybe potentially having been with other people while you were apart? Can you make peace with that and then go forward and pursue something? And like, what are you guys going to do to like really have a fresh start where you're not repeating the same patterns?
Right. So what do you think is the reason or some reasons that you haven't been broken up with? Like, what qualities do you possess and should women possess to maintain a relationship?
I think I'm just a really considerate person, and I think that's what makes me a good partner. I haven't cheated. I mean, I think I'm like fun to be with, so
that's the main thing. Loyalty
is a huge thing. Yeah. So I guess that's I'd have to like ask my exes why they didn't leave. I guess I don't know.
Okay. Do you have any rules for going out, like when you're in a relationship? Like, do you have to go out with your partner? Can they go out on their own? Is there like they can't go out a certain amount of times a month, or you know?
People do it like that?
People be doing that.
They have like a punch card. They're like, babe, you already went out last Thursday. You're at 4 for the month. You can't go out. Like, is that a thing?
Who knows? Maybe.
I think it's better if you go out with your partner because it just prevents a lot from happening. But obviously there's going to be nights where they go out without you. I think that the best policy is just maybe like shoot them a text every hour or two, share location, and then stay the night with them after.
That's good.
Like, I'm not into the whole like, oh, I'm going out and then I'm going back to my place. You're not doing that. If you're going out, you're going to stay with me that night, or I'm staying with you.
Okay, so have you seen the new Love is Blind?
I have.
Okay. What are your thoughts on when he got caught up? You know what I mean? Jeremy.
Yeah. She is me. She set that up perfectly. She already knew.
That was...
Yeah. She already knew what was going on. I think
I can see it's my fault.
Yeah. No,
I saw it the whole time. I was like, bro, no.
Yeah. She was like setting the trap.
She's reeling you in. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of men need to realize, like, when a girl asks you a question, she already knows and she wants to know if you're going to be honest or not. So just be honest. I thought that was brilliant on her part.
Okay. Do you have any other thoughts on the new season?
I think Jess is hot. I think Jess is really hot.
Yeah, he messed up. He knew he messed up.
I don't know. I like AD. I like AD and Clay together. Kenneth and Brittany's whole dynamic kind of confused me a little bit. Like with the whole like intimacy and like the sexual chemistry. Like I know that they were like waiting, but I kind of got what Brittany was.
As you guys can see, the podcast is no longer on your screen. And that is not because there was no more podcast left. It was because there was no more podcast audio left. Audio got cut short. Don't know how. I was editing the footage and it was just cut. It was just stopped in the middle of the conversation. So I hit up the people that I booked the place with. I'm like, oh no, that's weird. It shouldn't be there. Let me check. Oh no, it's gone. Well, can you find it? Come on. I paid you for one thing. Well, two, video and audio. And you let me down with that? Do I get a refund or what? No. Yeah, the first place that I booked, I'm going to be using there from now on. I will not be going to this spot because this situation. I don't want this to happen ever again. Luckily, there's only like 2 minutes left. We just kept talking about Love is Blind, touched up on that, and then I just thanked her for coming, and I did my outro. So Ray, I apologize that the rest of the footage isn't here, but the majority of it is, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. I will try to make these podcasts longer or keep it the same. Let me know what you guys want to see. You know what I'm saying? I'm making this for y'all entertainment. You feel me? Let me also know who you guys want to see on the podcast. And yeah, we're going to keep it rocking. Boom! Magnetic by Mystic Cologne. I just sent a lot of these out. So if you guys did get the pre-order, don't worry. It is coming in the next week to your house. It smells amazing. I'm not going to lie. I can't spray this one because this is for somebody. So yeah, limited edition. Boom, we got the matte black finish this time with the limited edition on it. Ooh-wee. And yeah, get that before it's gone. Anyways, that is it for the video for today. If you guys liked it, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button down below. Also down below, download the Traction Made Easy Masterclass, book you a one-on-one Zoom call, and until next time, focus on you, and the women will too.
I know some bitches in Cali, they all be calling me daddy. I know some hoes out in Texas, they all be showing the